Hey y'all, welcome back to I Be Knowing Shit podcast. It's me, your host, the one and only Goddess Siloam, Miss Foxy if you're nasty. Here on IBKS podcast, we dive into the mysteries of the universe and everyday life, sharing personal stories and practices to connect, educate, and inform. Get ready for mind expanding, thought provoking conversations, and enlightening insights. And we're going to have a time up in here. So take a deep breath, center yourself, and let's dive into this week's episode. Well, I would like to regretfully inform y'all that today's episode will not be about sleeping with the enemy because some things have transpired since I last uploaded. I won't have a guest on. It won't be any video to this episode. Sorry, y'all. But we will talk about grief, guilt, and some other things. This episode is not planned at all, so I'm going to try not to be all over the place. I'm going to try. Because I absolutely did not plan to talk about this. I mean, eventually this would have been a topic, but it wasn't supposed to be now. So since the last episode, which was camouflage, I announced at the end of that episode that this episode, I will have a special guest. Stuff was going to be lit and we was going to talk about sleeping with the enemy. So unfortunately, since then, someone that I was building a relationship with and building a friendship with that I feel like would have been a great friendship because we connected so quickly. She passed away unexpectedly. So LIP to Sherelle. I wish you was here listening to this. This is so crazy. Those of you who follow me on other platforms, you know I made a live about grief and dealing with grief and how people react when somebody they love or care about passes away. And sometimes people act a goddamn fool. So, I was going to get to this topic eventually because I've mentioned before that my youngest brother was murdered in Elgin, Illinois in January. So I definitely was going to get to it. But we here now. I noticed that Black folks, and I'm only talking about Black folks because I'm a Black American woman and my experience in life has been the experience of a Black American woman, a Black girl, and that's all I can speak on. I can't speak on no other race. Yes, we got some different races in our DNA and our bloodline, but you look at me, you see a Black woman. So that's what I'm going to speak on because that has been my experience. So if you listen to this and you're like, oh, well, white people do it, well, these people do it. I'm not talking about them folks. I'm not talking about them folks. I'm not talking about, I'm minding my Black American business, my Black American heritage. That's what I'm doing. So just keep that in mind. Now, anytime something happens to, and it happens more than not because Black people are not taught how to grieve in a healthy manner. Nobody in my family was. I had to learn on my own. So, y'all tend to get drunk, pop pills. Y'all want to fuck the city up. Do stuff to people who don't have nothing to do with it. Your grandma be 109 years old. She passed away. Now you angry at the world. You drinking and you want to fight. And nobody better not say nothing to you. Come on now. Y'all got to stop this dumb shit. And I understand the anger and being upset because I've been there. But I'm not going to do anything to anybody who does not deserve it. Now, I just want to give my condolences and send out good love and positive energy to Sherelle's family and let them know the short time that I did know her, she has been a very dope, sweet, funny person, really loving. And I don't know exactly what happened to her, and I just, whatever it was, I hate that it happened. But like, I didn't even want to go into this. So I guess I was unwelcomed to her candlelight and her bloom release, which is really insane to me. But, because I seen a post that somebody made on her page, I catch the drift. I can read between the lines, and I just feel like it's really crazy. It's really crazy to be taking your grief and your guilt and whatever else you feel out on a complete stranger who, in fact, if you read her messages, she said that I brought light into her life. I mean, she made a full post about that. But anyway, so and this is nothing to do with her family. This is somebody else. And I'm not gonna get that person no type of shine on my podcast, but this is a PSA because that person sent a message that they were going to shoot my car up and they weren't going to rest until they did. Now, this person does not know me. You have not ever met me. I don't know if maybe they read the messages between us and they were jealous or what it was, but it's insanity. And I feel like this is what I feel. It's guilt. That's not grief. That's guilt. That's guilt because when you have not been a good person to somebody and they pass away, those be the most screamingest, loudest, violent, mad at everybody people because you know that you weren't good to that person. You know you weren't. And now you know that I know that you weren't. So now you mad at me. But I'm going to say this. And I don't even want to do this on my podcast. But if my vehicle ever gets shot up, and I mean ever, if I get a flat tire, it's crazy because you gonna fuck the city up when you gone. I promise. Anyway, so people, a lot of times when people are doing all this hooping and hollering, and this is why when my little brother Vale was murdered and we had his funeral, this is why I did not allow anybody to get up there. You're not getting up there to speak. It's no speaking. We're not doing none of that. I don't want to hear anything from anybody. You know why? He had genuine friends and people that loved him and cared about him. He did. I mean, he was a lovable person. Super lovable, super likable. But it also was a lot of people who had a problem with him throughout the years over petty stuff and no reason. Just like, you know how people be. You can do nothing to nobody and they still gonna have a problem because they miserable with themselves. And, it was a lot of people posting and telling me that, man, he just inboxed me or he just texted me and this and that. Me and my mom, we got in his phone, but I didn't check the text messages. I never went in his inbox because I wasn't going to do that to myself. And I didn't want to feel any more upset and angry than I already was. So to this day, I still didn't go through anything. Because I really wanted to ask people, yeah, he inboxed you, he texted you, and what did you say back? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people said nothing. Everybody be so busy or acting so busy, they can get their ass on Facebook and hee ha ha, but won't make time to spend with people they claim they love or they claim they care about. So that's why I said, I'm not going to go through these messages. And that's why I didn't let anybody speak at his funeral. It was a peaceful homegoing for him. And that's just that. Wasn't because if I let certain people get up and say something, everybody gonna want their turn. And then you're not gonna, I'm never letting anybody play in my face. You're not gonna play in my mama's face and you're not gonna play at my brother's funeral. It's not happening. It wasn't gonna happen. So that's why it wasn't no speaking. One person went up to him, which is this girl he was dating. and she read some stuff that she wrote, and that was fine. But that's all that was going to happen. Because, people get up there, they get the mic, they get the hooping and hollering and telling these stories from 1992, and you ain't been around this person in 1992. Baby, I don't want to hear it. I'm not listening to it. I'm not listening to it. For that fact, I don't even think I want a funeral. I don't like the phony stuff. I don't like it now, and I'm not going to like it when I'm gone. Don't get up talking about this and that happened 1,800 goddamn years ago. You ain't been around this person since. You ain't checked on them. None of that stuff. No. I didn't want to see anybody falling out. It was none of that. Don't come in here falling out, crying, wailing, upsetting my mom. I don't know if she could have even got any more upset than what she was, but it wasn't happening. It wasn't happening. Don't come in here falling out. If she want to do it, that's fine. That's her son. Nobody else wasn't. You coming in here, you're falling out, you're passing out. And especially if you somebody that I know wasn't fucking with him like that before he was killed, you're going to get escorted out by me. And, who wanted that scene? And I just feel like Black folks need to normalize grieving in a healthy manner and grieving properly and mourning properly. Going around trying to fight people and trying to fuck the city up is crazy. Drinking yourself to death, getting high like that's going to change anything is crazy. And I see a lot of times, and you know what else needs to be normalized? Now, you don't have to do this at the funeral. You absolutely, but you could, because I would. Not trying to be messy or have drama, but what you're not going to do, like I said before, you ain't going to play in my face. So no, you will not be standing up with these old ass stories, knowing that you treated this person like shit, or knowing you didn't spend time with them. No, take them old ass stories somewhere else, because baby, I don't want to hear it. But it needs to be, learning how to grieve needs to be normalized, because going around threatening people, being hostile with everybody is crazy, because then your funeral gonna be next. And that's just how that goes. It's just how it goes. It's the laws of the universe. When you threatening people, acting a fool, especially when you threatening people you don't know, I find that insane. Like, you need to be in Arkham somewhere, locked up in a padded room in a straitjacket. Yeah, so it's about time that people learn the difference between grief and guilt, because guilt will definitely have you acting a fool, because you feel like when a person is alive, you can just do whatever to them, especially if it's somebody that keeps forgiving you and keeps allowing you in their space and in their life time after time after time, and you just keep doing stuff, and you keep doing it, and you keep doing it, and they just allow you to be around, and you just continuously misuse them, continuously be unappreciative and not value them. And then when they gone, you start thinking about all that stuff, and it eats you up. Because conscience is a motherfucker, but I don't care about that. If you didn't have a conscience to treat this person right when they was alive, I don't care about your conscience when they gone. I hope it eats you up. I hope you have nightmares. Hope your ass can't sleep. Go ahead and drink yourself into a coma. Because it's fake. That's bullshit. Every hour a person is alive is another hour that you have the chance to treat them good. If you care about them, if you love them, why would you be treating them bad? Why would you be disrespecting them? And if you can't control yourself and you love them, you just stay away from them. Stay away from them. The thing is, you don't love them. You miserable. People like that want to be around somebody that they can keep stepping on, because they ass miserable. Go get some help. When I see people, now I'm not saying that everybody who goes all off and falls out and scream is feeling guilt, but you can tell when it's guilt. You can just tell when it's guilt. Then they go around telling all these old ass stories and they tell you about the good times they had. Nah, bitch. Tell us everything. Tell us everything. I want to hear the bad times too. Don't just tell us about the good times. Tell us about the bad times too. I want to hear everything. Because a lot of times it was more bad times than not. And you should not be the person falling out, screaming, crying, somebody fucking the city up. Somebody should have fucked you up. You should get fucked up now. I'm not at peace with what happened to my brother. And trust and believe. Trust and believe. The people that did it, I'm not worried about it. Trust and believe. They gonna pay. And I can never be at peace with the fact that he's gone. But I am at peace the way that I'm dealing with it. Oh, because I definitely was angry. I'm still angry. But it's not even a word that I can think of to describe how I felt in the things that I wanted to do. It's not a word that could describe that feeling. But because I've been through so much trauma and so much grief, and I have the tools to grieve in a healthy manner from previous years. And I told myself I needed to figure it out because I didn't want, it's inevitable. It's inevitable for people to pass away. So I'm like, I need to be mentally and spiritually prepared for whatever happens to whoever next. Because I'm not going to walk around oblivious to how life goes and delusional and thinking nothing else is going to happen. No, shit is going to happen. And something else is going to happen. Somebody else going to pass away, unfortunately. That's the circle of life and death. But I almost lost it. But I had to remember, no, you didn't go through all you went through to lose it now. And I had to remind myself, you know what you need to do. You know what you need to do to not lose yourself in this feeling and not lose yourself mentally and not drown in sorrow. I'm absolutely still mad. But it's how I express my anger. I'm not going around threatening innocent people and fucking with people and sending people weird ass, stupid ass messages like I've been getting. It's really crazy. And it's more healthy and it's more safe when you know how to properly grieve. Don't take your guilt out on other people because you feel seen. You feel seen because you know people know how you treated this person that passed away. Don't take your guilt, or maybe, like I said, your conscience is just eating you up and it's driving you crazy, and it's going to keep doing it. It's going to keep doing it. It's going to keep doing it. Some people think that death is the ultimate bad karma. It's not. You know what's some badass karma? It's some badass karma when you have to drink to get through the day. That's some bad karma. It's some badass karma when you can never sleep good at night. You gotta smoke and drink yourself to sleep. And you still have nightmares and you still have night sweats. It's some bad karma when you can't stop your thoughts. You can't stop your thoughts from racing and it's eating you up. That's some bad karma. And these thoughts and all this stuff is from how you treated people or how you treated a specific person. Honey, that's some bad karma. Death ain't death. What 50 Cent say? I said this before. Death got to be easy because life is hard. Yeah. I mean, and it ain't too late. It ain't too late to go get therapy. It ain't too late to heal. but public announcement. I got the platform to make a public announcement. That's a fair warning. I'm not going to allow anybody to take their guilt or their grief out on me. Like, you don't even know me. Let's be fucking for real around here. I feel like Black folks need to start with themselves and start with their kids or grandkids, this next generation, to go get some mental health counseling to learn how to grieve properly. It's crazy. It's crazy. People go through shit and then they take it out on other people who don't have anything to do with anything, and it just becomes a cycle. An unnecessary cycle of drama and trauma and violence. It's crazy. It really is. And it's disgusting. So if you have any type of guilt, a guilty conscience about how you treated somebody in life, now is the time to go get help. Now is the time to go get help for it. Maybe you need to go to somebody that's unbiased, a therapist, somebody, your pastor, anybody that's a professional, and admit to what you did and learn how to live through it. And then, treat people better. Don't wait till a person pass away and talking about you wish. That shit don't mean nothing. Them, because ain't no going back. Once they gone, they gone. Ain't no going back. They ain't coming back in the flesh. It's not happening. So you love and care about people. You treat them kind while they alive. And then when they gone, you won't have to worry about feeling guilty and acting a whole ass buffoon. And know the difference between grief and guilt. And I don't, it's something about death that makes people act crazy. Absolutely crazy. When my brother was killed, that egg donator that he procreated with decided, Michelle, with your ugly nose, SpongeBob, decided to text my mama all type of racist, because she's white, she's Caucasian, decided to text my mama all type of racist, crazy stuff. And I'm like, weird, because is you crazy? Another insane person. And I said, Ma, don't reply to her. I'll do it. Don't even look at the messages. And I replied to her, because I don't know what your problem is. She said that she don't know why my mom is grieving and sad when her daughter lost her dad, when the whole time my brother was alive, that cricket nose, RoboCop forehead, she would not allow my brother to see that child unless she needed a babysitter. Wouldn't allow her to talk to her unless she felt like it. And so guess what? Don't come to the funeral, baby. And I told her straight up, don't show up. Don't show up. I promise if you do, you might as well bring your own casket. Don't show up, because don't talk to my mama crazy. And I'm just like, what is it about death that make people crazy? I've seen people fight at funerals. It's guilt. It's guilt. Some people just pure demonic, and some people just, I believe they be wanting to get, they want to get they want to get touched. They want to get touched. Possibly. But it's just, it's really unfortunate, and it's really sad that people would do that and act a fool after somebody passes away or is murdered, and It's really sad for the people who actually loved and cared about that person that are trying to grieve in peace. But it's always going to be one or two people. And like I said, normalize checking these folks. Stop allowing people to get up at these funerals and tell these old ass stories from 100-some years ago. No, you're not going to get up there and do that. I want to hear something recent. How was y'all relationship recently? How did you treat this person? Other than that, I don't want to hear it. It's fake. And then people start trying to take ownership of the person that passed away. You don't own this person, and you don't own their things. Fighting over property, fighting over their belongings, materialism, acting like they own the person. It's crazy. I wouldn't let none of that go down and none of it slide. It's just, it's so crazy how death brings out the lunatics. It really is. It's so crazy how death brings out the lunatics and nobody says anything. Normalize saying something. Normalize telling people, you must feel guilty. I'll do it in a minute. Especially if you're trying to talk to me about it. Oh no, I don't want to hear to take your anger, your guilt out on me. No, I'm not. And I'm not making an excuse like, oh, this person is just grieving. No, that person just feels guilty, and that's a guilty conscience, and that's them demons tap dancing on their soul. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I'm not making an excuse for why somebody acting a goddamn fool and bothering other people. That's not grief. That's usually guilt and a mental problem. That's what it is. Grief is not no excuse to go around threatening people, bothering people, cutting up and acting a goddamn fool. And I'm not going to let nobody convince me that it's an excuse, because it's not. It's not. When a person passes away, you should celebrate them. I know it's harder when it's not. Either way, when you lose somebody that you care about, somebody that you love, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard, and the pain will never go away. You just have to learn how to deal with it in a healthy way, but it's tough. Man, it's so tough when the person is taken away, when they murdered. It's tough. It's already painful, and then you got people acting a goddamn fool. Either way, it's tough. And it gets tiring. It gets tiring. You keep losing people. And you can get numb because you don't want to feel that way ever again. But being numb, that don't do nothing. If you numb, you're going to be numb to everything, and that ain't no way to live. No way to live. I've been there. I've been numb. Your smiles are not genuine smiles. Your laughs are not genuine laughs because you numb. Just Black folks normalize getting the proper mental health care. Normalize. You got to take care of your spirit too. You got to take care of when your spirit down, that's it. You got to take care of your spirit too. You don't want to go to a therapist. And I said this on my live the other day. If you go to church, talk to your pastor. Make sure it's a pastor that ain't. Make sure it's a good pastor that you're talking to. You got to talk to somebody. A holistic life coach, a spiritual life coach, somebody. If you don't want to go to therapy, you need to talk to somebody that can give you the tools and direct you on how to take care of your soul, how to heal your inner self and your inner child and how to release these traumas and how to how to get energetically clean, spiritually clean, how to stay balanced or how to get balanced. Because when your spiritual flame is out, you out. You out mentally, your health is probably bad. You probably have addictions to things, to multiple things you shouldn't have addictions to. And yeah, it's just wild that a lot of people think that living like that is normal, because and it is normal in your ecosystem that you in your environment. It's normal because that's all you're around. You're around people that's just like you. But it's not normal as far as nature, as far as how you should naturally feel and be and live. It's not normal. You look around you, you don't see anything wrong with how you react and how you deal with stuff and how you live it, because all your friends like that and your family like that. So yes, it's normal within that confinement, but it's not normal. It's not normal to be easily angered and easily irritated, and anytime something go away that you don't want it to go in life, you picking up a bottle, you popping pills, you smoking yourself to death. People need to get it together. It's crazy. Within the past year, I'm not even gonna count anything that happened before 2022. I'm not gonna count any of that. But between 2022 and 2023, my brother was killed, my cousin Dominique passed away, my homeboy Fat Boy was killed, and now Sherelle passed away. I could be like, I'm about to get drunk, I'm gonna be high all the time, I don't give a fuck, nobody better not say nothing to me, I'm cussing everybody out, bitch, move. Bitch, what's up? I can be like that all the time. And a lot of people would be like, well, she been through a lot, so she got an excuse to be like that. It's no excuse. It's no excuse. You out trying to fuck the city up, you fucking yourself up. If you even live to what's considered old age, you're going to be mentally unstable in a diaper with arthritis. So I just really hope that somebody listens to this and say, hey, yeah, I need to get my shit together. Let me go get me some help. If you got medical, see if your medical will pay for therapy or spiritual counseling, or look for something on a sliding scale for you, or look for somebody that does volunteer work or something. Get it together. Get it together. I hate that this stuff is going on. I hate that I won't be able to attend Sherelle's homegoing. I wasn't able to attend her balloon release or candlelight, but me and Jaquan, shout out Jaquan, young artist 612. Oh, check out his album, just dropped recently, 10 items, streaming on all platforms. He was dating Sherelle, and we were not invited to her candlelight, or we were uninvited in a balloon release. So we did our own thing. And like I said, I respect her family for that decision. But this other person that's involved that don't know me, I don't know this person, but you sending out threats, go get some help, man. Go get some help. You know, it's crazy to sit up and threaten people and talk crazy to people that you don't know, and you don't know what they're capable of. That's insane. Go get some help. Go learn how to, it's so many books on grief, how to grieve in a proper way. It's so many videos, TikTok, YouTube, it's so many videos. because this ain't it. To that person and other people doing this, it ain't it. It ain't it. Taking your grief and your guilt out on other people, it just gives real dirty clothes. I ain't washed in months. Don't know the last time I washed. Picked up some clothes off the floor with other dirty clothes and put that shit on energy. I don't like it. I don't like it. It stink and it's filthy, and that's the energy that it gives. And in 2023, unless you live in a country that does not have a healthcare system, does not have the internet, and no clean water, and no access to roads, you don't have an excuse. It's no excuse. It's none. Absolutely. Even if you wasn't raised to understand how important mental health is, or how important it is to... I wasn't raised like that. When I was a kid, if you said that you was depressed, guess what? Guess what people gonna say about you? You think you white. That's that white people shit. We didn't know nothing about anxiety. I learned about anxiety from a book. I learned that I had an OCD from a book that I was reading about a man with OCD. Even though his OCD was different from mine, but I realized like, oh, okay, that's what that is. And I learned how to deal with it and overcome it by going to therapy. And a lot of stuff that I learned about myself and life and people came from sociology classes I took, psychology classes, and life coach classes. So it's no excuse. It's so many ways. Even if you don't like to read, go watch a video. So many different ways to learn about everything. No. And I understand that there's a lot of people who truly don't care. They're not going to stop drinking themselves into a stupor. They okay with it. I truly understand and I get it. It's a lot of people that are comfortable in chaos because that's what they used to. At least in the chaos, they know what's going to happen. A lot of people cannot be comfortable with happiness. They cannot be comfortable with positivity. They can't be comfortable with good shit happening because they don't know how to deal with when something bad happens. They don't want stuff to be going good and then it be taken away because they're not in the right mental space to deal with it. It's a lot of people who stay in toxic relationships where they arguing and fighting all the time and refuse to leave because that's what they used to. That's what they comfortable with. And they would not function properly in a healthy relationship. They gonna drive somebody crazy. That's being comfortable in chaos. A lot of people can't wait till somebody pass away so they can act a fucking fool. So they can talk shit on social media and get the person's face put on a t-shirt. They can't wait. Yeah, because I've been wanting to do this and that to somebody. What? Hey, get yourself together. But I see it and I understand it. But you don't get a pass. Ain't no passing. You don't get no pass. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. I understand it, but you don't get a pass. And I see when somebody passes away, I just watch people and I can point out what's guilt and I can point out what's grief. And I just look and I say, as long as you don't come by me with that shit, don't come by me with the stories, but don't come by me with anything because I'm going to tell you straight up. Cut the shit. You feel guilty. That's a guilty conscience. And people need to do that. Stop letting these people play in your face. If you know that somebody treated somebody bad while they was alive, I don't care if that person still was cordial with this person or cool with them or whatever. Because like I said, people get comfortable with being treated a certain type of way. They become they become okay with it. They become content. They become content with it. I'm going to wrap this up. And I am truly, truly, truly sorry about the passing of Sherelle. Again, my condolences to her mom and her daughters, her brother, her sister, and everybody whose heart and spirit she touched. And just my condolences to everybody listening that lost somebody that they love and cared about. It's hard. It's hard. Don't let the grief consume you. And those that feel guilty, don't let the guilt consume you. Just now you know the people that's left, that you love and that you care about, spend time with them. It takes a few seconds to text somebody. A phone call don't have to be hours. You can call somebody and tell them, hey, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm just checking on you. I know my mama listening, and she probably like, you say you ain't gonna hold me and you talk to me for 6 hours, girl. But you could call somebody and you could tell them, look, I ain't gonna hold you. And just, ask them how they doing and then get off the phone. Y'all spend more time surfing the internet and scrolling on social media than you do actually communicating with people in your life. And y'all got to start telling people that you not just saying this to say it. When you truly love somebody, you care about them, you value them, and you appreciate them, tell them. Don't just assume that they know. Oh, they know. Tell them. Words are free. Shit. I'm going to end this. And I hope it wasn't too all over the place. And right now, I don't even know what the next episode going to be. It might be Sleeping with the Enemy, but I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I don't know right now. But I figured out, and it will be out when it's supposed to be out. Yay, we made it to the end. Woo, woo. I really want to thank y'all for tuning in and for being a part of I Be Knowing Shit Podcast Tribe. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. I certainly hope there was something useful you took away from it. Don't pass up the opportunity to let me know what you think by leaving a rating and review on the podcast platform you're listening from. And be sure to subscribe because you don't want to miss a beat. You can always download this and any other episode and listen to it at a later time. For more content, join me on TikTok, IG, and YouTube at I Be Knowing Shit. So, before I let you go, honey, did you know that you can leave me a voice note? All you gotta do is go to Spotify Podcast, click on I Be Knowing Shit profile, and hit message to send a voice note. There you can let me know what you think about the show, give your input, and leave suggestions for future topics. That's it. We meet again next week. Y'all come back now, you hear?